It's a frightening sight when you're getting ready to attack and there's an average height of 6'2" that you have to face off against. But it's not just that. They anticipate where you're going to attack and they move very fluidly. And Myanmar have been really struggling to cope with this defense.
They were really putting pressure on Wai, who has been the center of the offense of Myanmar, especially in that second set. And what Myanmar really has to do now is just distribute the ball more to put more pressure on the net defense of Thailand, and it won't be that easy for them to catch up quickly.
The Thais, meanwhile, really good at switching things up and using varying forms of attack. Another point here for Kun Mi, the tallest of the bunch. And the main man against Singapore, Pak Di Kao, relatively quiet today. Lovely hit to salvage a broken play.
Som Kane from the back row. That was a broken play already. Just really trying to put that ball up, but this back row offense of Thailand has been working so well for them that even those broken plays and those missed hits, they're able to convert into a point.
Myanmar with their first one of this third set. Zhao Luin Tun. Sa mga bunot off the bench. So tough to stop Quesada. A wry smile on his face.
Coach Monchai putting in Maniwong Mawin, another setter, to replace their captain Saranchit Charunsuk. And it's still the same. They're still moving fluidly and effortlessly, and the connection between the spikers and the setter is still the same. And that's how you know that this Thai team their bench is really, really deep.
It'll be interesting to see if we see a few more substitutions from Thailand. They do have a 2-set advantage. They have been cruising in this game. Combination, and it works at Shreet wide open. Quesada the decoy. Kun Mi the finisher.
Great combination play there by Mawin. And everybody just really going to Quesada. When Quesada goes up to attempt, you want to put a block up in front of him because he's really going to smash that ball down.
He's doing it on the opposite end as well. Such a force. Quesada has been spectacular in this game so far.
Mawin Maniwong, a much taller setter compared to Saranchit Charunsuk now, is also putting up a good block and helping and adding up into that block points in Thailand.
It's been that kind of game for Thailand. Error there, but they can laugh it off. They are in a comfortable spot.
You see they're so relaxed, Jing. Even though Myanmar was right behind them in that second set, sometimes getting ahead, you never really saw this Thai team phased by whatever Myanmar gave them. So composed under pressure, and just when the points were needed to be made, that's when they really stepped up, changed their game, and managed to win effortlessly in that second set.
It's kind of a scary prospect for those who will be facing them from Group B. It's almost as if may tinatago pa sila. They know they have another gear that they can kick into if needed. Whistle blown.
That violation there. When you have too much hang time, Jing, this is what you were wishing for. if you have too much hang time and not being able to control your body with that momentum going for that spike, a net violation is really what you're gonna get.
4-point lead now for Thailand. And that one gonna go long for Myanmar. The Thais take us into the first technical timeout of this third set. 5-point lead for the Thais. lead is 5 for Thailand in this third set.
End of the first
So
technical
glad you could join
timeout.
us for what is the first of 3 men's volleyball matches today. You gotta love it. Such
Substitution
passionate
for
support in the
Myanmar, number
stands.
2 out, number
In
17,
full costume as well.
in.
Jingam Lang and Michelle Gumabay calling the action. You'd expect that he is enjoying this match. A spectacle all on his own there in the stands. I'd like to invite everybody, Philippines in action later on at 6 o'clock. If there still are tickets to be had, definitely make your way over to the Phil Sports Arena. It's gonna be an amazing atmosphere to enjoy as the Philippines look to seal top spot against Indonesia later on.
Try your luck for all the volleyball fans there, because last night I heard Jing sold out now tickets
Wow.
Phil Sports Arena, and well, if you're a Filipino right now, you're a volleyball fan, you want to see how the Philippines will fare tonight versus Indonesia, because that will seal the deal in their ranking in Group B and really show everybody who will emerge victorious in that game versus Indonesia to move up into the ladder.
No surprise who you'll be hoping to face in the semifinals. As you can see in this match, the discrepancy is quite large, particularly with Ong Thu not available for Myanmar. They're finding it difficult to find their firepower. And up against a Thai side that is just so well drilled. It's a well-oiled machine that they've brought here to the 30th Southeast Asian Games. They're looking on point and likely to seal this one. But still, Myanmar putting up a great fight here. They're coming alive in this third set. 5-point advantage for the Thais.
Being led by this guy right here on the service line. Why? He's been their go-to guy, and even though that last point was for him as well, you see that there's not much rejoicing on the court of Myanmar right now. Yes, they're 6 points down, but not that much fluidity in their movements, and apart from why, it's just really a few points here and there for the other players in the squad.
Nice dig from the libero. Back row attack. It's kind of a broken play for Myanmar. Almost punished. They go to the back row and they're able to score. It's a lovely conversion from Myanmar.
Smart move there by Mang. He knows that the block of Thailand is really working on that front line, so he's been utilizing now his back row. He's been going to Y, he's been going to Ong also in the back row, so it's a good point for his team and a good strategy nonetheless.
Almost over to the advertising board, but they save it. Free ball, however, here for Myanmar. They go to the back row and they score once more.
Substitution for Thailand, number 4 out, number 2 Amontep Konhan in.
So Sang Si taking a seat. We're going to see Amontep Konhan check into the match. First sighting for him. Every time they make an error from the service area, it's just that much more painful for Myanmar. They are looking for a way back in this game.
They are doing relatively well when it comes to spiking, but in the other areas, namely blocking and also service aces, they haven't really got to the scoreboard on that one, especially in the second set. And you need all these areas to be able to go up against a team such as this powerhouse Thai team right now and get ahead, get close, especially in this third set, the last and final set, if Thailand manages to close this out.
Number 16 out, number
take a look
15
here.
Anot Pomchan in.
What's the infraction there? It's called on the setter.
We have a new setter on deck for Myanmar. Thao Tar Lin is suiting up, and he replaced San Mang, who played the first 2 sets.
So shuffling of the pack being seen. And the first point from the substitute, Konhan. Easily the shortest of the bunch.
But look at that turn with his body. He wasn't even looking. That was a no-look spike from Amontep Konhan. He had 3 points in that last game versus Singapore. And now that he's put in for Sang Si, yes, he's not being able to put up a much taller block, but he can also spike like that point that he made a while ago.
6-point game. Quick for Quesada. It's been such a useful weapon for them all throughout this game.
Great fingers there by Mawin Maniwong, the setter now coming in for their captain. That quick decision there, not only with his set, but how he decided to go to Quesada was just really fast. And the next thing we know, the ball was put away.
Making quick work of it there. Anut, nice little celebration to go along with it. 8-point lead now for Thailand as they usher us into the second technical timeout of this third set.
End of the second technical timeout.
(16-8) is the score now. Thailand versus Myanmar. 2-0 in favor of Thailand. Coach Monchai slowly starting to put in his second stringers, Amomtep Khonhan and also Anut Promchan. They saw action in their last game versus Singapore. Khonhan scoring 3 points and Promchan scoring 2 points for Team Thailand. And we see that these are two of the other players that Thailand is really developing and showing much more experience, trying to get much more experience here in the Southeast Asian Games.
8-point lead for Thailand. Infraction called in the center there.
Substitution for Thailand, number 14 out, number
Let's take a look at it.
Nuadi in.
What is the call there, Michelle?
I think it was an overreaching violation as well, either an overreaching violation or a lifting violation from him, because he did not touch the net, but in that angle, the ball looked like it didn't cross the net yet, so it's probably a lifting violation.
Going backwards this time. That's a very strong block against Ong.
Once again, the blocks of the Thai team really posing a threat to this Myanmar offense. No matter if it's a single block or a double block, if your hands are across the net, there's no ball getting through.
Nuadi with that kill block and a response from Myanmar. And a quick apology as well from Y as that come off the chest.
Y is still the offense, is still leading the offense, still alive and spiking away through this third set, trying to rally his teammates and get more points.
They'd be hard pressed to find a bright spot for Myanmar given the way things have been going, but certainly Y is one of those bright spots.
But on the other side of the court, Quesada still not feeling tired with all the points he's had in the first two sets. And great set there by Maniwong. Pinapabawi niya kapag hindi nakakapatay yung mga players. So that's a good morale booster for him.
Namkuntod, pinasok dito para sa Thailand. They're starting to field their substitutes now, keeping them warm for the semifinals that is just around the corner for them.
With a margin such as this, if you're Coach Monchai as of now, two 2 sets up and also 9 points away and 9 points up versus Myanmar, you have the luxury of using your second stringers and giving them exposure here in the Southeast Asian Games and just really building up your second stringers and your bench players more.
A chance to rest and avoid any sort of disaster that might transpire with your key players. Quesada already sitting down. Just can't stop that.
That was a point care of Nua D. He wasn't able to score any points versus Singapore, but he did see action in the 3rd and 4th set. That's his first point in today's game versus Myanmar.
Eight-point game. Myanmar looking for a last stand here against Thailand. As you can see, whether it's the first 6 or the substitutes, equally impressive here.
As long as you really have a good setter who can set up the ball and who can distribute the ball well, your spikers will always do their job and do what they're trained to do, which is score points. And Manny Wong has been distributing the ball ever since he stepped in for Charoensuk, and he's been activating all these second stringers who have come in replacement of Coach Monchai's first set players.
So medyo baliktad yung ginawa niya against Singapore. Instead of fielding the substitutes early, getting him a taste now here late in the match. It is match point now here for Thailand. After a tight second set, it's much more of the same that we saw in the first. The Thai's really pulling away here. Match extended as Kitty Had sends that one into the net. And went for power on that one. That was always going to be the risk.
At the end of
And straight into the net, and that's the match. Thailand winning it in straight sets, Michelle.
1 point away, back-to-back service errors ends our game. Thailand, Myanmar, straight sets in favor of Thailand.
So the seedings have been decided in Group A. The favorites taking top spot while Myanmar will settle for second. Both will see semi-final action. And it will be interesting to see who will meet who in that Final Four. Of course, things yet to be decided in Group B, where Indonesia and the Philippines will face off a little later on. Indonesia and the Philippines, as mentioned, but Cambodia and Vietnam will also be in action after this. It'll be an opportunity for them to sort out seedings and perhaps get a bit of pride before heading back to their home countries. But an efficient, impressive performance from Thailand, and they do it in straight sets, unlike their opener against Singapore.
Today's game for Thailand really seals the deal for them here in Group A. And you really see how much of a versatile team they are, with so many players ready to step up and so many spikers who are just efficient and who can really score and keep up with such a high level of play as we see now in the Southeast Asian Games.
Action is finished on the floor. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back to wrap things up.